We today with my main man, Richard Brisbane. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, man.
I ain't write this shit right, man. My name is Richard Brisbane. People close to me call me Rick. So God bless everybody, and my name is Rick.
All right, so let us know how you got into doing coke. You know how you said back in 1980, 1984.
It was, I don't remember what year. It's like 83. I got out the Marines in 1981. 1982, I went to work in Grandma's funeral parlor. I met my man Ron. Ron kept a gram of coke on him, a gram or two of coke on him on a regular basis, but he didn't have a driver's license. So I had to drive. Ron went in with his undertaker license, got the bodies, came back out, and we wrote. You know what I'm saying? But before we went and got the bodies, Ron had like a gram of cocaine, 2 grams of cocaine with him at all times. I had a bag of weed with me at all times. So before we go get the bodies, we pull over and we get some beers, and we would sniff cocaine, smoke reefer, and drink beer for about 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we go get the bodies.
So you said y'all was Undertaker. His Undertaker license. So I'm confused. What was y'all doing?
It was the funeral business.
Okay.
At that time, I was just going to school. But that dude was in deep.
In the funeral business?
Yes. He was heavy. And he was lying this motherfucker of a shit between 2 shoes. He told me, and I love this motherfucker, don't get me wrong, I love him to this day. I love him because he did shit for my life. But he told me that he was in Earth, Wind, and Fire. He also told me that he was a fucking fighter pilot for the Marine Corps. And I'm like, I don't believe none of this shit you saying. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I'm that nigga on the album cover with the steely gray hair back like this. Okay, I didn't see you, nigga. And the fighter pilot shit, I just don't believe, because if you was a fighter pilot, you wouldn't be an Undertaker right now. You'd be fucking flying for Atlantic Airlines or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You'd be still flying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this dude was a major influence in my life in terms of drugs and women. Because this nigga used to see me in the morning, come to work early in the morning, and the first thing he'd say to me is, boy, did you get any pussy last night? And I look at him, I was like, no. And this motherfucker look at me and say, man, I fucked 3 bitches last night. And then he started showing me pictures on the, bitches sucking his dick and shit. I'm like, is that your dick? He's like, hell yeah, that's my dick. Yeah, man. So it started, the weed thing was 14 years old. I started smoking weed 14 years old. But the cocaine, it progressed. You know what I'm saying? When I was actually in the Marines, I used to hang with this one dude. He drove off base. Me and him used to drive off base, cop our shit. He shot his shit. I sniffed mine. And he was the coolest. I don't want to say his name, but he was the coolest motherfucker on the planet. He had a cougar. He had the big body cougar back in them days. And that motherfucker would not drive over 55 miles an hour.
Not personally.
What you mean?
Like, he would not drive over 55 miles?
He would not. We was in North Carolina. And this dude would not drive faster than 50. And he had that, back in them days, it was a Cougar, but it was big. Like, it was big, like a Ford Elite. Y'all young cats don't know about that.
And I'm about to Google that shit.
Y'all young cats don't know about that, but yeah, he had the fucking Cougar. And that shit was fly as a motherfucker. But we used to get to the spot, he go in the bathroom, he shoot that shit. And I'm sitting outside.
Just sniffing.
Yeah, okay. So when I got out the Marines, I went into the funeral business.
So how do we get into crack?
Well, after a while, I said his name. Ron was gone. And I was like, damn, I got to buy my own cocaine. If I wanted, I had a habit at that point.
Right.
And he supplied it.
Where did Ron go? Like he just up and
I don't know where he went. He was from Florida to New York. He was what they call a snowbird. So when it was nice weather up north, he was here. But when it was cold, he went back to Florida. He was from Florida. And when he left, I was like, oh shit, I gotta buy my own motherfucking Coke. Ain't this a bitch?
So take us in the procedure back in like, was it 1980s, how you went about buying your own Coke?
It was easy. There was Coke places all around the Bronx. You could go somewhere, and you could, you knew where the Coke spots was. And you could buy Coke, you go there with your money and you buy Coke. But up until the point where my man Ron was with me, I never knew that. But then I went from him to this other funeral parlor because I was a funeral director at the time. And everybody on that motherfucking next job was cokeheads. And they had, like, on payday, they would all come together at one person's house, put their money on the table, buy 2-3 grams of Coke, and we just sit around the table and, oh yeah, that motherfucker, man, you see that body? Man, that body almost jumped off the table, man. They said, that fat motherfucker. I swear to God, man, it took me 6 hours to do that damn body, man. And we sat around talking our shit, drinking liquor, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, the sun was coming up.
So what y'all doing, Coke for 12 hours? 16 hours?
I don't know how many hours we was doing that. But the sun started coming up and you could look over here at the window. It wasn't dark no more. Little bit of light, little bit of light, little bit of light. You know what I'm saying? That's wild, man. The sun's fucking up, man. You look it over here like this. It's motherfucking 6 o'clock in the morning. We gotta be to work at 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh, shit. And it went from that to one of the people that was with us. I ain't gonna mention his name. But he learned how to cook the shit to turn it into rocks. And once he did that shit, once he figured out how to turn it into rocks, it went from to smoking that shit. And the next thing you know, that we was at this lady's house, and she was down with the crew. Next thing you know, she had a little plastic container up here with all the little pieces for a crack pipe. The rubber shit, to keep the seal and shit. the bong part, the stem part, and the part that you put on the top, you know, and the screens and shit. And we used to have like a glass of either Ray and Nephew white rum or 150 Bacardi. And we used to wrap cotton around the ends of wire hangers. We break up the wire hanger like this, so it's just this little piece right here. Wrap some cotton around that shit, dip it in the motherfucking white rum or the 151, and then put a fire to that shit. And it was like natural gas. And we got the rock in the pipe, and we just... And you build that shit up till it's like a big white cloud inside the pipe like this. You know, had that little bowl down here like this. And you just suck slowly. Hey, yo, fuck you, Carl. Fuck you. And we suck. Right? And this little cloud builds up. And then I'm getting a flashback, right? I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, you good.
I'll get this. It'll be a cloud. And we called it a cloud, but it'd be just a white smoke inside that bong like this. And you suck on that motherfucker slowly. Like, you just let the cloud build up and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then after a while, it just...
And that shit just hit you.
Oh. That shit felt so good. Oh my God. And you just, after that, you were basically just chasing that first hit. You know what I'm saying? Because the next hit after that ain't never like the first one. And, you know.
So how much would you say you was spending on cocaine back in them days? Like how much, before you got into crack, or even when you got into crack, how much would you spending?
Well, can I take a shot real quick?
Of course.
Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Let me take a quick shot here, man.
What you drinking on?
Fuck all of y'all.
God.
That was Tito's, by the way. Cheap plug. I would, what the fuck was I talking about?
You talking about how much you spend on coke? How much you spend on coke?
Oh
crack,
shit!
and all
What
that?
the fuck, man? I put it to you this way: I was spending my whole paycheck on that shit. At the time, I was a funeral director, and we made good money. And I had one particular major job. I had one main job, but then I was doing shit for other people on the side. Motherfucker called me up, say, "Yo, man, it's on the table." All right. Had keys to his place. I go up there and knock that shit out and keep the fuck going. And the check was right there. I was spending major dollars on that. I was spending a whole paycheck. And it was cool because, you know, I had crack credit. That's what they, I don't know if they call that shit now, but I don't know. But at that time, I had crack credit. I had some Ross Clyde, Pussy Clyde, Bumbo Clyde, Jamaican man I could just walk up to and say, "Yo, give me 6 dimes and a bag of weed." And they just give it to me. Because my job was about 2 blocks over there. So they knew where I worked at. I didn't want these Ross Clyde, Pussy Clyde, Bumbo Clyde, Blood Clyde boy come to me a blood clot job and look for the money, man. What you talk about, star? You can't come here, man. What you talk about? Got the blood clot out the place, man. I had crack credit because I didn't want these motherfuckers coming to my job looking for their money. And I had crack credit, and these motherfuckers give me my shit. I used to walk all the way from Mount Vernon. I don't know who's looking at this. Mount Vernon over here, the Bronx over here. I used to walk from Mount Vernon to the Bronx to see my boys. Yo, man, give me six dimes and a bag of weed, man. And they just give it to me because they knew they was going to get paid. One time, I walked from Mount Vernon up to the motherfucking, I don't want to say Bronxwood Avenue, so I'm not going to say that. And this other motherfucker came up to me, yo, man, what you need? And the dudes that I usually deal with saw this guy come up to me. And they ran up on dude and they just grabbed him by the shirt and they shoved him up against the wall and said, with the butterfly life like that. What the blood clot, man? What I do? Yo, let me tell you something, man. You don't fuck with this man right here. And then he put the like this, put the shit back and pulled out a fucking 45 and put it right up to dude's motherfucking throat like this. Don't fuck with this man right here, man. And I never knew that my man was that type of motherfucker. I was like, oh, shit. And the dude was like, nah, man, nah, we good, nah, man. And he's like, don't fuck with him, man. And he's like, okay. And I thought that dude was the nicest motherfucker in the world because he kept giving me crack credit. But he was about to blow this motherfucker's head off. He had two choices. He cut his head off, he could blow it off. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, man, just give me 6 dimes and a bag of weed. Come on, man, let me get the fuck out. I was like, oh, shit. You know, and one of the brothers, I'm going to say his name, Junior. Me and him are friends to this day. When I see him, it's like, blood clot, boy. Why blood clot, man? Come here, man. To this day. But it was that type of situation. I had crack credit.
Crack credit. So, how many months or years was you on crack?
Well, yeah, you got to add the crack with the coke.
Okay.
Because crack is cocaine. Cooked down to its rawest element.
Right.
When you buy coke, it's cut. But when you cook that cut shit, all that cut shit comes out. So I think I started smoking crack like in 1983, 84, 83. I would say 83.
Okay.
And, you know, our little crew broke up. And, you know, you on your own now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know where the crack spots is at. You got to know who the people are that sell crack. And I knew them. And I went to them. You know what I'm saying? And that shit went on for a while. And I was a cocaine smoking motherfucker with a job. I was a functional crackhead.
Okay. So
I was a functional crackhead.
So what made you decide that you wanted to be clean? That you wanted to stop smoking crack, snorting cocaine, doing all of that?
I had kids.
While being a crackhead?
Yeah.
Functioning crackhead, okay.
I had my first daughter, and mind you, she's like 37 years old now. Her birthday is this month. She's like 37 years old. And I used to have her sitting in the car when she was like a year old. No baby seat, no nothing. I strap in right there. Go cop my stuff. And pull over to the curb. And at that time, I was crushing it up and sprinkling it on weed. So now, all of a sudden, you don't want no good weed. You want just regular weed. You don't want to put that crack on top of good weed. You fuck the whole shit up. And you just get some regular weed and I crumble that shit up and I sprinkle it on like this, roll that shit up, and I would look over like this at my daughter and she would just be looking right at me, man. She was about a year old. She was about a year old. Maybe a little older, maybe about 14 months old. But she would be looking right at me, man, and I look at her and she look at me and, fuck you looking at? Stop looking at me. And she would be looking and she, and I look over and she looking at me. And I
So let's see. So
I smoked that shit right in front of her, man. She's like 37 years old now.
You think she remembers?
I don't think so. I'll ask her. But
so my question now is, so what did you do? Like, did you go to rehab or like, what did you do to stop your addiction?
Can I like this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me a second here.
Take your time, man.
Almost burnt my eyebrows on that motherfucker. You saw that shit, right? This is a fucking torch. This ain't no lighter. That's a fucking torch. So, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. What I'm about to, you ain't gonna believe it, but my younger sister took me to a hypnotist.
So not rehab, but hypnotist.
A fucking hypnotist. And the hypnotist charged $85 and was gonna knock everything out. Fucking coke, liquor, weed. And she started doing, move these motherfucking roaches out my mother. I'm sorry. I apologize. The hypnotist was getting ready to knock everything out. Everything. And I had to stop her. She was in mid-stroke. She said, you're gonna do this. You're getting sleepy. And you're gonna hold up. All I want to do is get off of cocaine. I still want to drink. I still want to smoke weed. She said, okay. You're getting sleepy. And you're breathing. Take deep breaths. And then breathing. You're gonna and so by the time the shit was over, I was off of coke. So technically and theoretically. So I had to test myself. And I went to the two-stop, which is New York is filled with after hours. Nothing closes. But if it do close, you can go to the after hour. And I went to the after hour where I knew it's called the two-stop, which is right across the street from the funeral parlor that I worked at. Went to the two-stop. And I ran into my man Spud. I shouldn't have said this goddamn motherfucking fuck. I ran into my man Spud. I don't care. Get mad, nigga. I don't care. I don't care. And my man Spud, we was talking. I was at the bar. I was drinking and shit, smoking weed. So Spud tells me, he says, "Yo, man, let's go half on this gram and shit." I say, "Yeah, okay." So I give him half on the gram, you know what I'm saying? He go in the back and shit, come back with a gram of motherfucking coke. And he start breaking that shit, you know, you gotta break that, you gotta fuck with it, you gotta cut it, you gotta break it up and shit. Till it get to like a powdery thing so you can sniff it. So he break it up, and he take a sip. He said, and then he passed it to me. I said, "No, go ahead, man. That's you. That's good. I'm good. You good. Go ahead. That's you." This is a new thing. My son got me smoking cigars. I can't explain it, but anyway. My man Spud looked at me. He said, "What?" I said, "Go ahead, man. I don't fuck with coke no more." I told him, I said, "I just came here to test myself." So Spud, that cocksucker, he grabbed me around my neck like this. He pulled me over like this. He took a scoop up and he held it up to my nose like this. So I was like, couldn't exhale, couldn't inhale. You know, if I exhale, I'd have blow this shit on fucking head on the counter. If I inhale, that shit would have went up my nose. He held it up to me like this. And I was like, I wasn't breathing. I was like, not breathing. And then he pulls it away. And I was like, oh. He was like, "Yo, really? You stop like that?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I can't fuck with coke no more, man." That was in 1987. That was in November 1987. And I ain't touched no cocaine since then.
So you telling me you basically got hypnotized out of smoking crack? So you probably the first man in history to ever get hypnotized out of smoking crack.
I might be. I never heard nobody else say that shit.
You got motherfuckers now that still go to rehab and they still smoke crack.
Man, let me tell you something. When I stopped, I thought everybody stopped. Wrong. When I stopped fucking with coke, I thought everybody. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought everybody stopped fucking with coke when I stopped. I guess that might be the egomaniacal motherfucker in me. I don't know. But I figured I stopped, everybody stopped. But that was complete bullshit. Motherfuckers was still sniffing, still smoking. And guess what? These niggas. Oh, let me tell you. Oh shit, it is. This is worse than weed right here. I'm gonna tell you right now. These dudes still kept on going, and it was 20 years later. Not even 20 years later, 10 years later. You know, I stopped, and motherfuckers was having strokes. The same motherfuckers I was smoking with, sniffing with. They in their 50s now, and they still going. And they having strokes. They having heart attacks. And they still smoking. And they still sniffing. I'm like, damn. I thought when I stopped, everybody stopped. Was I wrong? Yes, I was. Oh well, I can't help you motherfuckers. But I was still smoking weed, and I was still drinking liquor. So I didn't have no withdrawal symptoms. I was like, damn, I'm not having no withdrawal symptoms. But after fucking 30 years, I realized, yeah, nigga, you was still smoking weed, you was still fucking drinking. So no, you didn't have no withdrawal symptoms. But my boys was having strokes. I had to go back up to New York for a funeral. Motherfuckers was like this. Hold up. You move this cat. I don't know if you. They was like this. They almost like this and shit. Other end had a cane like this. They were like, these motherfuckers had strokes. I go to Old Timers Day, which is a big reunion between like 3 neighborhoods, 21 Park, Olinville, and Edenwald Projects. And motherfuckers was on canes. Motherfuckers, they was like this. They at Old Timers Day. And the niggas that I was buying the crack from, them niggas was sitting over there. Their clothes was all fucking dirty and shit. They were just sitting over there looking like this, looking like that. I had, I was clean, you know what I'm saying? I was clean in the motherfucker, and I had to roll up in there. I was clean in the motherfucker. And they looking at me like, yeah, what's up, nigga? Yeah, what's up? I'm like, what's up, nigga? And I thought we was boys, you know what I'm saying? But they was like, oh, fuck you, nigga. And they was bums. They was straight up bums. They ain't even try. They just came to Old Timers Day the way they was. And they all looking at me like, you nigga, you should have got rich off of me. You should. Look at you. And that was in my mind. I wasn't saying it out loud. But, nigga, you how much money I pay you? You know what I'm saying? But there was one Jamaican dude that gave me crack credit. There was 2 Jamaican dudes that gave me crack credit. I ain't saying the other one. Heckle. His name was Heckle. The other one was Junior, and they was a crew. Heckle and Junior. They was a crew. Heckle was the one that pulled up on dude with the fucking butterfly knife and the gun. Junior was just cool. And to this day, me and my boy Junior did good off that shit. Junior bought a house. Junior had a big ass pickup truck, so every time I see Junior, boy, what a blood clot, man! Where blood clot pickup truck, man? What the blood clot this, man? And he like, yeah, man, I'm chilling and shit. He did good. I don't know what happened to Heckle. I think Heckle got deported or some shit. I don't know what happened to Heckle. The rest of them motherfuckers, bums. Fucking bums. I went to Old Timers Day. These niggas was like, yeah, they looking at me. They're like, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah. And they couldn't even look me straight in the face. They couldn't shake my hand. They shook my hand. They was like, yeah, man, what's up, man? Yeah. Fucking bums. I don't know what to say, man. God carried me through that. You know what I'm saying? 1987, I got hypnotized off of cocaine. And I don't know, I never heard nobody else say that, man. And these motherfuckers, the ones that was making mad money off me, them motherfuckers didn't give me no crack credit. The dudes that gave me crack credit, they did good. These motherfuckers that wouldn't give me crack credit, they bums. And we talking about 2019. I see these niggas. 2019.
Well,
Motherfucking cigar went out. Motherfucker.
we just want to, say, thank you for your story, Mr. Richard. We enjoyed that. And we're going to put it out for the world to hear.
I mean, you need more. I got more, man. You know what I'm saying?
We'll come back for part 2.
I got more, man. I got time, when cops rolled up on the spot while I was out there trying to cop.
We'll have to come back, but that got to be part 2 or something.
All right, man. I got a time where my boy Will, man, we was undertakers together and we was working a funeral that night. We dropped the body off at the church, got the funeral started, we left, went back to homeboy's house, started smoking. Wound up going back to the church about 11 o'clock at night. Motherfuckers was looking at us like, what the fuck?
You got any last regards, any last statements you want to make?
I don't have not one regret from that experience in my life. I don't have not one time I stole money from my mother and she had just had a stroke. Stop laughing. And yeah, she had just had a stroke and her wallet was like this, full of $20 bills and shit. And I snuck in her room and I took 120 out and I went to the crack spot, got me some cracks, smoked up, went back home, went in her room, grabbed another 20 out, went back to this crack spot. Other than that, I stole $40 from my mother. Other than that, I don't have no regrets. I'm proud of that shit. I'm proud that I could sit here right now and talk about that shit. And I thank God for bringing me through it. And I can laugh about it now, you know what I'm saying? I can laugh about that shit. Somebody say something about something shit, nigga. I done smoked crack than the law allow, motherfucker. You ain't telling me shit. Fuck you. You ain't telling me a motherfucking thing, man. I smoked all the goddamn crack. One time I let this girl suck my dick for $10 for some crack money. And it was the winter time, and she got in my car, and she put her mouth on my dick. Her mouth was frozen. It was like putting my dick in ice water. I was like, oh, shit. What the fuck? Other than that, I thank God that I'm where I'm at right now. And that's it. My son got me on this here cigar shit, and it's not illegal, son. Ugh. I like this shit.